It's Julia Renee.
And Kendall Aaliyah. Welcome back to the Know Your Power podcast. Hey guys, Kendall here. Just giving a quick disclaimer in case you missed the last episode. Our audio is a bit messed up and we did what we could to salvage it. Everything will be back to normal next week and I hope you enjoy this episode.
What's up, guys?
What is up?
I'm keeping that. I tried y'all last week.
Y'all.
Y'all is not for me. I was cringing listening to
What's
it.
up, y'all?
What's up, y'all? Today we're talking about embarrassing gym stories. I feel like it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
I want to know before we even get into listeners if you have any.
Do I have any?
I was trying to brainstorm this morning. I was like, I always do embarrassing crap. Like, what have I done recently?
Not since my pee epidemic of 2024.
No embarrassing, like, prep stories. I feel like when I'm in prep, I'd be dropping stuff. I'd be in people's way. Like, I'd be doing all the things.
Not that I can remember.
That's fair. I mean, it's good.
But I do get very... I mean, that pee story, if you guys haven't heard that one, go back to our last embarrassing gym stories.
It's so
But
good.
basically, I peed all over myself at the gym.
So
and, yeah. That was, like... that was in the really hardest part of prep where, like, my calories are super low, my cardio is really high, and I was feeling, like, very, like, out of it. So, yeah, nothing really embarrassing has happened up until then.
Well, good for you.
What about you?
I honestly couldn't think of any, and I was like, wow, look at me growing. Before going into our listeners' stories, I do have a what the fuck is up at the gym. I feel like it's been a while since we've done one.
Like, what the fuck is that?
So there's a girl that I have seen a few times at the gym, and first off, adorable. The coolest little tattoos, always the best matching sets. Like, I need to talk to her, and I will one day. I see her, like, semi-often, because I go at different times, so sometimes she's there, sometimes she's not. Every time I've seen her, and I'll give last night's example as, like, the demonstration, but she's like this every time I see her, and I love it. She is putting on a concert. She is Taylor Swift at her own Eras tour, to the point where, like, okay, I'm at a machine.
You're like, why am I not having that much fun?
I sit down, I'm, like, people watching. She's walking from, like, the cable machine to the bathroom, so, like, right in front of me, fake mic to mouth, dancing, popping around, passes the mirror, turns at it, points at herself. I was like, I'm in love with this woman.
I love her.
Her energy is so good. Every time I've ever been in, like, the locker room or bathroom area and she walks in, same thing. She's strutting, fake microphone. Like, she's having the time of her life at the gym, and I love it so much.
I love that. That's one thing that I always love is when I see people jamming.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen too many people jamming, like, while training. It's mainly, like, cardio jamming, and it always makes me smile.
There was a girl, I worked at Lifetime, and there was, like, this was years ago, but there was this, like, 15, 16-year-old girl that would come in, do the Stairmaster first off for an hour, so, like, crushing it. She would headbang the whole hour. Like,
Whiplash?
fully gripping the sides, like headbanging the full hour.
Are you sure she wasn't doing, okay, sometimes when I'm doing cardio, and I used to go to my old gym,
mm-hmm.
there's this girl that was on the bike next to me, and she would do, I thought she was headbanging, because I could see it, but she was doing, like, what they do in those biking classes, and I realized it way too late, and was like, oh my god.
Like, oh, she's doing, like, push-ups.
And I was like, oh, she's doing
No, yeah, this girl was headbanging.
Okay.
She was fully rocking out.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's also, like, on a Stairmaster, headbanging, that's skill.
No, fully.
That's skill.
I was like, and it was every day. We also had this woman that would come, also at Lifetime. I saw some interesting things at Lifetime. She would come in, she was this older Hawaiian woman. I had, like, multiple conversations with her because she was so cute. And she would always go to the same treadmill and she would do, like, a little belly dance her entire walk. I just love people like that. Like, live your life. The gym is like a giant adult playground. It should be treated as such.
It honestly is. And I love seeing people that do that because I love seeing people that don't care.
Yes.
About...
Because that's my goal.
That's my goal, is to, like, stop caring so much.
Agreed.
Because I'm always looking at it and, like, admiration. Like, I want to do that.
No, literally, because I'm doing it in my head.
Yeah.
I'm headbanging in my head. I'm just not moving. I definitely like dance a little, but like in my own controlled space. Like I'm not strutting around the gym, but I so
You're like one little like and then you're like, no, someone's looking.
No, literally, every time I like realize I'm like too into my song, I'm like, okay, pull it
You're like,
back.
chill, Kendall.
Okay, we're gonna go into the actual embarrassing stories. Would you like to read the first one, or would you like me to read the first one?
I'll do it.
You go for it.
Okay, I need to share this embarrassing story. I usually wear AirPods in the gym, but switched to the over-the-ear Sony headphones. This is actually so lucky. I was next to a squat rack by the free weights. I went to move a bench, and when I went to stand up, I fully banged the side of my head against the bar on the squat rack. My noise-canceling headphones blocked out how loud it was, but I guess when the bar hit the headphone, it was so loud. Everyone was staring, crying emoji. Then, on the same day, I attempted using a new machine and fully sat on it backwards,
I've done that.
trying to figure out why I couldn't get it to work. I still, till this day, if I don't know how to like work a machine, I'll go to the corner, because most of the time the machines will have a photo of how to work it, and I'm like, okay, let me look at it. Let me look at how this is, and sometimes when it doesn't, I'll just be like, I'm not using it.
Sometimes I try to Google it, but if it's one of those machines where you don't know the name, you're like, machine with the bench part and also two arm
and leggy
grabs.
thing where you can, or maybe just ask.
Looks like
somebody.
it might twist. I feel like we've talked about this before. Never be afraid to like ask the people that work there, and if they don't know how to use it, they're gonna figure it out with you. It's their job. Like, they're there anyway. They're gonna be like, oh, actually, I've been wanting to try this, you know? Because we tried a weird one at my gym like a while back. I had to ask like the week before the front desk guy. I was like, can you help me figure this out? And we spent like 10 minutes just
Some
like.
of them are just like way too complicated.
That's one of them.
And I'm like, this is a really bad roller coaster ride that I don't know if I want to strap in on.
Fair.
But ow, she must have banged her head so hard, especially like if you can hear it in a gym that's like that loud. Usually there's music and she's wearing headphones. Like, are you okay? Did you get a concussion?
Also, how lucky though that she wore over the ear headphones.
Yes.
Because if it was her actual ear taking that impact, that would have hurt.
She would have like a bruise.
Yeah.
And a ringing in her ear.
I've definitely done that. I smacked my forehead once. Have I shared this story? Maybe I do have my own. I can't remember, so I'll keep it brief just in case this is your like 8th time hearing it. We have a pendulum squat at our old gym. And
You did.
Okay, I can share this.
Yeah, but
I'll
tell
say it quickly. Part of the pendulum squat is obviously like offsetting the pendulum of it all. It's this giant rectangle that is just pure metal.
Danger.
And one time I was doing the pendulum squat, I filmed it, and then I was watching the video back as I was walking to up my weight, and I just rammed so head first into this giant block. The only person that saw me looked at me. I started dying laughing because I need to laugh things off. Hopefully that was your approach here. Like I'm like if you're laughing and the person
hi, with concussion.
I literally I went and did one more set and I had to go home because I do think I had like a very mild concussion.
I mean, seriously, like if you guys have ever seen a pendulum squat, like Kendall is saying, you go down, this thing goes. Wait, where do you go down? The thing goes up. Whatever, vice versa. It's like what's that thing you do on the playground? Seesaw. It seesaws, but it's a giant big block. And I'm always afraid because there's been times where people have been using it and I almost get hit by the thingy.
I'm glad it was stationary.
Like,
it's also more embarrassing that it was stationary.
That's true.
I just walked into it. But yeah, when I like do stuff like that, I try to give the people around me a heads up. I'm like, hey, I don't want to hit you. You know?
Yeah. Danger.
Yeah.
Keep your distance.
Sometimes we hit ourselves.
I've definitely like kicked a guy with doing kickbacks.
Fair.
Where like from now on, I set up my kickbacks, and then I do a look back and I'm like, okay, there's nobody in the kick zone, but I've definitely done that, and then a guy will just like run through it and I kick him and I'm like,
You saw me.
I mean, it's your fault.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I've kicked a guy in the butt before who was on that side because I didn't, like, he showed up while I was headphones in and I just, like, poked his butt.
That's kind of funny.
And I was like...
Did he say something?
Huh?
Did he say anything?
He just, like, turned around and was like, sorry. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Just put my foot in your ass.
Just put my foot in your ass. Oh,
The
well.
next one is, I had the most chaotic start to my workout today, and now I'm listening to the podcast, so I thought I'd share. Today, as I was driving to the gym, I panicked and thought I forgot my energy drink. I started feeling very chaotic, and when I grabbed my water bottle and opened it while I'm driving, in all caps, so this is important, and spilt like a quarter of it right into my lap. Turns out I did have my energy drink, though. Wait, I'm so confused.
What?
Okay, I'll just continue. Once I parked, I realized I had wet my crotch in my tiny mint green shorts.
No.
It's always the worst when you're wearing like a bright color too. And since my gym is 20 minutes away, I had no choice but to just accept it and going in looking like I peed myself and still get after my workout. I respect it. Well, it is what it is, and I still had my glute day and prayed my t-shirt covered my crotch enough, but it is very likely some gym bros were wondering if I had weird sweat issues.
Oh, I would sweat there anyways.
I'm so confused though. So maybe her energy drink was in her water bottle, she's saying. She took a sip and like...
Oh, okay, well maybe she had a water bottle and an energy drink and she was confused. She thought that she picked up her water bottle, which maybe had like a sippy straw. And instead, she picked up the energy drink and poured it.
I'm confused by the energy drink of it all. I think maybe she was just sharing that because of the chaotic nature of like, oh, I forgot my, like your pre-gym ritual, you know?
Okay.
Of like, oh, okay, I'm already frazzled. Now I spilled this on my mint green shorts. Now it looks like I peed myself. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell. Hard to tell.
Okay, I think it's, she says, I went to grab my water bottle and open it while I'm driving and spilt like a quarter of it right into my lap. Turns out I did have my energy drink. So it was her energy drink. She was reaching for her water bottle, so she thought, but it was actually her energy drink, and it was open and...
Okay, I got it.
I definitely have experienced that, where you have like two different drinks and you have to have different mouth openings for a sippy drink with a straw versus an energy drink, and you like go and just like
I've done that
pour
a million
it.
times.
I've grabbed my sippy drink water bottle before that has the straw and like poured it and been like, wait, this is a straw.
If you've ever seen any of my YouTube videos, I'm pretty sure every time I try to drink water, period, like nothing's changing, nothing's fancy. If I don't have a straw, it's ending up all over my shirt.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to drink.
I just love, I like now can't not drink something without a straw.
I agree.
Like I really
I tried
need
yesterday
straws.
and I spilled on myself.
Yeah, it's just too much, and I don't want to ruin my lipstick.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
understand
main point.
the crotch hit of it all though.
Yeah.
Our sinks at my gym are perfect crotch level, where every time I've ever washed my hands in there,
was gonna say.
It ends up somewhere else, and then so I feel like you're not like that stand.
I did that. Like I went to a different gym than normal because I was dropping off Vision to do grooming, and I went to the gym right next to him while I was getting his session in. Hello, Vision was getting his session in. I was getting my workout session in, and you're right. There was like the water was right in the crotch, and I leaned forward, and there's a whole like, and I was wearing the perfect color that just showed it. It was right across, and I was like, okay, I do not want to walk out here like this. And I went and like looked around. They had blow dryers, so I put my hand in my pants, lifted it up, blow dried it, so it was off, and I was like, yes, did it. I went back to grab my bag, did it again, and was like, and then I went and blow dried it again. I had to do it 3 times.
That's so funny.
Twice before the gym and once when I left the gym because I just kept doing it. And I was like, I need to just clean this whole sink so this never happens to anybody ever
again.
again.
Look out for the people coming after. I also, like, is it more embarrassing to walk around with that line or more embarrassing if someone walked in on you blow drying your
I was like literally hand in the pants because like I didn't want to blow dry and burn my skin. So I was like hand in pants, lifting it up, blow drying. I was like, if someone walked in, this would be really weird.
Funny. My favorite thing is when you walk into the locker room. So my locker room setup is kind of like a Gold's Gym. It was a Gold's Gym. I was making sure. I keep thinking it was a 24-hour. You walk in and it's like a big like room of mirrors essentially, and that's where like the sinks are and where people like put their bags if you need to like touch your hair up, whatever. And then you keep walking and it's like the bathroom part. So sometimes I'm just walking in to use the bathroom, but I'll see out of the corner of my eye like a girl that was gonna take a selfie like panicked that I entered the room. And I always try try to like unarm the situation where I'm like, kill it, girl.
I always do, because I remember when I first started doing like gym selfies and stuff like, and before I was doing it like and comfortable doing it on social media, I would do the same thing. I would like go in the corner. I'd be so embarrassed to be taking a gym selfie, and I do the same thing now. Like if anyone I can tell is like doesn't want to take it because I'm around, I'll just like take your selfie, take your gym selfie, girl. Because I'm like, if you didn't get a photo, did you even go?
The other day,
because I always, if I don't leave the gym without documenting I was at the gym, I feel all day like a piece of me is missing.
Yeah, it's like, how will anyone know?
How will anyone know that I went to the gym, that I'm so motivated, that I crush my workouts, that I'm just so healthy? I need everyone to know.
Iconic, truly. The other day, I ended up just taking a video like for a girl in the locker room. I was like holding it. I was her tripod. But those are my favorite interactions. Yes. Then another girl came in and she was like, oh, that's not the good lighting. You want to be over there. And now we're like having a little girl moment. And it's always so wholesome. But, you know, I think it's so cute.
That's like how you start conversations with girls. I mean, I, especially like at the gym, like even in public, like disarm all of us women. Like when we go into a situation where there is a lot of women, most of the girls that are there are feeling the same way you are. They're like, okay, does anyone like me? You're scared. Mm-hmm. You be the one to break the ice and to be like, to compliment someone, to like start a conversation. It's uncomfortable. And sometimes it is hopefully pretty rare that they're not going to respond in the way that you think that they will. But most of the time when I've done that, 95% of the time, I've made a connection with another woman. Yeah. I've made a friend. I've made her feel more safe. She makes me feel more safe, and it's just do it.
Yeah. And don't be afraid of men in the gym either. I was in this is such a tangent, but that's okay. I was in the posing room the other day, and I walked in there, and the guy like, I don't know how to explain this. There's different lights, different settings for the different lights. Some look better than the others. He had like the bad lighting on. So and again, like not speaking at him, I was going to take photos. So I just asked him, I was like, hey, is it cool if I change this? And I changed it. He goes, yeah, go for it. I changed it. And he goes, whoa, it looks so much better in here. And I was like, I told you. And then we had like this little moment where he was like, oh, are you like filming for YouTube? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, how's that going? And it's like just this random. And now every time, maybe I would have been nervous, like sometimes I get scared passing men in the gym. I'm like very heads down to myself. Now it's like a friendly face where I'm like, okay, I'm okay.
And it's nothing like, it's like a friend. Yeah. Like you just have a guy. You can have a guy friend in the gym. And I know that it seems impossible, but I've made a lot of just guy friends in the gym that never really wanted anything else but that. Yeah. So
they are out there.
It can happen. Okay, anyway, let's read the next one.
Are you doing this long one, or are we coming back to her?
Man, it is long.
It is up to you. We could split it. You could read the first half. I could pick up.
Let's do that. Okay. Hi, Julia and Kendall and Chloe. We need to have Chloe back.
We do.
My name is Dominique. I'm 27. I live in Southern California. I'm a semi-new listener of the Know Your Power podcast, but a longtime fan and follower of Julia. But let me just say how much I love and enjoy the podcast. I love to listen and sometimes re-listen to episodes during my cardio. I'm currently about to reach my 8 weeks out mark this week for my first ever official wellness bodybuilding show. Yay!
Let's go!
I was originally going to compete in bikini crossover wellness division back in March of 2020, but 4 days to be exact, before my show, everything got shut down for COVID. Girl, that happened to me.
That happened to me.
Crazy. That was going to be my first show in wellness, and I got canceled a week out. Unfortunately, I was extremely new to the sport and my lifestyle that I had little to no knowledge as to what bodybuilding pertained to. I did, in fact, have a coach, but once COVID took over, she kind of just, quote, unquote, dropped me. Oh. With no knowledge of what a reverse diet was, I allowed myself to go back to old habits. Long story short, I struggled with self-control and self-sabotage kind of a lot, especially when it comes to sweets. Pastries, to be exact. 2 months later, in May 2020, I landed myself in the hospital, borderline pre-diabetic, because I quite literally got milkshake wasted the day prior. Okay, don't judge me, but I absolutely love milkshakes, LOL. I had 11 in one day, 10 in just one sitting in the late morning with my breakfast, and one last one for dinner with my last meal. I didn't have any other liquids like water the entire day except for a half a White Claw and a mango cart beer. So you see, what had happened was that I had a long time coming invitation to train with a friend I had met through Instagram to train legs together. He's a bodybuilder and a lifestyle coach and trains/works at a very popular bodybuilding gym here in Southern California. Not only was I malnourished and dehydrated from the day prior, but the morning of, on my way to this gym, I drank my pre-workout and had a tiny granola and was high from smoking weed. When I arrived at the gym, I was pretty busy. Nothing but bodybuilders I felt at home. I was pumped. Immediately after my first exercise, on my second set of the first superset, I started to feel dizzy.
Do you want me to take over?
Yeah,
Okay,
go ahead.
I was like, you're just on a roll. Okay, I feel like this is where stuff gets juicy anyway.
She gets the juicy part.
Alright, so she starts to feel dizzy, but I thought to myself, no big deal, this happens sometimes. The feeling began to progress, and no matter how much I talked my way through it, the feeling wouldn't go away. Have you been this way? Because even the other day, like I didn't eat before my workout, and I felt like I was gonna pass out. Like I get like this often.
No.
Okay. just a dehydrated girl thing.
I'm always hydrated, and I most of the time always have food. It's only when I do like really hard training sessions with like a trainer where
That's
I
fair.
feel maybe
That's
throw
fair.
up.
And it sounds like this was a hard one. Anyway, she goes, I'm a firm believer of the mind is more powerful than you think, as are we, and I strongly believe I could make the feeling go away by just focusing hard enough. Wrong. I fainted. When I came back to life shortly after, all I could see were silhouettes of people's faces surrounding me. That has to be so scary.
You're like, what are you guys doing up there?
How did I get down here? I was weirded out and confused as to why all these men were in my face, and then I realized I fainted. I always swore I wouldn't be that girl who passes out in the gym, and that day was my worst nightmare come true. But wait, there's more. I ended up passing out a second time because come to find out upon arrival to the hospital that my blood sugar levels were at 200 plus, which is apparently double what it should normally be. She put the little oops, little oops emoji. I was incredibly embarrassed. Everyone probably thought I passed out because the workout was too intense, and that wasn't at all the case.
You should have just played it off.
That's were concerned.
You're like,
They're gonna think I was weak.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, did I mention that my friend took a boomerang of me on the ground?
We need this evidence.
Send it in, please. On the ground, and the paramedics are putting the IV in my arm before they carried me off to the stretcher. I'll try and attach it below. Oh, so she maybe did send it. I'll try to attach it below so you can get an idea. I didn't have a single milkshake for 3 years and haven't gone back to that gym since. Very me-coded. LOL, now I carry around a red gallon Yeti around all day to remind me to drink my water. Anyway, that's embarrassing. Just curious if anyone else has suffered with anything similar to this. That is crazy, because truly imagine not knowing that you were pre-diabetic and like having a sugar spike like this.
True.
Because that already is like first off actually dangerous.
Yeah.
But then to just kind of feel off and be like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah,
oh no, I'm
that's
fine. And then you pass out twice, my
That's
girl.
crazy. And it's like a new gym. Wasn't this a new friend too that they met on social media? And
they took a boomerang of her while she was down.
He's like, He's like, the leg day went hard, and it's really, she just had a milkshake coma.
I do think my favorite thing is the fact that you were like, they're gonna think the workout was too hard. Like, no, girl, I think they're concerned for your health.
That could be a good thing where it's like, I just trained so hard that like I passed out.
That's insane.
Don't do that.
I want you to comment if you're watching this, or DM us if you're watching this, and tell us if you've seen that friend again. Like, are you guys friends?
Come on, you guys are bonded for life.
Or like, were you so embarrassed that you simply like blocked them on everything? Because I would probably honestly do that.
Yeah, you're like, never again will you see my face in this lifetime.
That's crazy.
Oof.
So I've never fainted, but
I don't think I have.
My boyfriend's brother does often, apparently. I have never witnessed it, but they have been to multiple concerts where this guy just face to the ground.
And they're like, it's okay, he does this.
No, literally. And now it's like almost his party trick where he gets good tickets because the people are like, we have to keep you by the paramedics. So he'll faint. Not on purpose, he just tends to faint. And then they'll move him to like front row. So he's found the loophole.
Is he faking it?
He's found the loophole.
Is he faking it? He's just,
Maybe. Yeah. No. I'll let you know if I ever see it in person, but some people just are like prone to fainting.
Interesting.
Have you ever fainted?
Is it no.
Yeah.
Isn't it like possums? Like I imagine him as like a possum person.
Oh, I like the animal.
He's
I
a
thought
possum
this was like
person where he just like
just faints at fear.
I learned this weekend, I don't know what the conversation was, but when possums like play dead, they actually are unconscious.
Really?
Like they are unconscious.
Maybe they're just like little anxious guys.
Yes, they are.
They're like danger.
They genuinely, they're like danger.
I told you, like I've realized in the last year that's my new anxiety response.
Honestly, that's kind of how me and you respond to like too much stimulation. We're like, danger! Goes and hides in fetal position in a hotel room.
I've learned that like
we're possum people.
It's truly an anxiety response for me where like the last time I took a flight where I was really nervous, I knocked out.
You're definitely a possum person.
And then I would wake up, I would look out the window and be like, yep, we're still in the air. I'm like just out every like 2 minutes.
Oh my god. And we're gonna see Kendall do it in like real life where there's like, she's at the Olympia Expo and she's like, too many people.
I just take a nap.
She's just taking a nap on the floor.
No, I think my body's like, hey, you would be calmer if you were asleep right
yes,
now. So then
it's like overload of anxiety. You need to go night nights.
I'm also glad you stopped drinking 11 milkshakes a day, my girl.
Yeah.
I just feel like as a lactose intolerant girly, that would potentially kill me.
Yeah.
Like actually.
Your booty hole would not be happy.
We are unhinged
It
today.
would be
okay.
hurting.
Thanks so much.
That's what I say to Zach, because Zach, there's this certain combination. I'm pretty sure Zach is like slightly lactose intolerant and he just doesn't want to believe it.
He loves ice cream.
Yes.
I respect it.
Yes, and the combination is beefy cheesy. Anything that's beefy cheesy and ice cream. And that's our favorite combo ever. So it'll be like Taco Bell ice cream or it'll be burgers and fries and ice cream. Every time that we have that combo, he's like, tonight's gonna be lit. And then he'll wake up the next day, his face is all swollen, and he goes to the bathroom like 5 times.
I think he has an actual allergy. I don't think he's like intolerant. I think he's allergic to milk. I think he's going to shock.
And because he has like really smaller eyes like than I do, I always ask him, I'm like, how do you see through those eyes? They're just like little tiny slits on your head. And then when he has that combination he has chubbier cheeks too, and he has like a beard that covers the rest of it, so it makes he's like this, and his eyes are even smaller, and I'm like, can you see me? Are you okay?
Oh man, poor Zach is catching strays.
Yeah, he's fine.
I have seen him like that though, and I do think he
looks like
allergic to dairy.
Yeah, he'll never do anything about it.
That's true.
No.
But I feel like for peace of mind, I would want to know. This next one's a short little one. It says, hey, Julia and Kendall, I wanted to share an interaction I had at the gym with a guy. I was doing lying leg curls. When I was done, this guy came up to me and tells me, I haven't seen you in a while. It looks like you're storing more body fat. Holy crap. I asked him. How about
you store this fist in your face?
Literally. I asked him, what do you mean by that? Which would so be me. I'd be like, maybe they didn't mean to say that. Like, let's hear them out. And he just kept repeating himself. I usually never let comments like this affect me, but this time it did. Maybe I felt sensitive because I was on my period, but no, dude, I would be pissed in any stage. But after that, I left the gym. What are some tips to deal with body dysmorphia? Love you guys so much. I look forward to Monday and Wednesdays every week. P.S. I love Unhinged Kendall. Well, you're getting her. I'm
about to get unhinged about this. It looks like he just kept repeating it.
Well, it looks like you're storing more body fat. Fuck you, dude. That's my honest reaction.
Oh my god.
That's crazy to say to anyone. First off, I feel like we don't need to
like,
give
it looks
you
like
tips.
You're not storing enough muscle.
Yeah. Like, that's one of those things I would have gotten to the car and been like, damn, I should have said that.
Right. Oh, it's always the case. It's like, you're like, but yeah, you should have.
No, yeah. I don't even want to give you tips about body dysmorphia because, girl, you should not have it. This guy just sucks.
No, this
you
guy
are
sucks.
not the problem. This guy is the problem. What a crappy interaction with a bad human.
That is stupid.
You don't say that to anyone.
No.
Even, I guarantee, even if you are storing more body fat, you don't say that to someone.
No matter what.
Like, so weird.
Hey, nice to see you at the gym. You're storing more body fat today.
Crazy.
It's like, what?
Crazy.
I'm almost like, can't believe, I'm almost thinking like, okay, was he saying something else? Did she have headphones in?
That's why I'm like,
because it's so unhinged that I'm like, was he saying like, is this your next set? Or like, I'm trying to think of anything because it's so ridiculous.
No, it's so
girl,
awful. Don't even. I totally get it because I would also be like, damn, that hurt. And I would also feel that sensitivity. And I'd also then be viewing myself differently for several days. Like, I totally get it.
Mm-mm.
But at the same time, you have to realize like this guy clearly has issues because not a sane human would go up and say that to another sane human. You know
We've actually had someone else write in one about something kind of similar to where they had seen this person at the gym like frequently and they came up to them and like commented about their physique changing.
Oh, I remember this. We read one of these.
Yeah, like while they were on the treadmill or something.
Yeah.
Hell no.
No, it's just so weird. So weird. I'm sorry he did that also.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna hunt him down. Hi, I'm listening to your podcast, and now I have to share this embarrassing bathroom story. I love bathroom stories.
It's our favorite.
That happened to me this past weekend. We live downtown, and we have some friends over for a barbecue at our place. Towards the end of the night, after several drinks, my friend wanted to go to the market a couple blocks away. I had to pee so bad, but I decided I'll just walk there and they'll have a bathroom. We get in there, no public restrooms. This is my worst nightmare. This happens to me all the time. My friend buys a product and asks again if I could go use it. And the cashier said, okay, that's fine. It's in the back. So I'm walking to the back and there's actually a small hallway that's mainly used for storage. There's a toilet there, but no door. This is so sketchy.
It's just a toilet in a hallway.
It's just a hallway toilet. And there's a bunch of storage just sitting in the sink. I was so desperate, so I peed with no door to close, paranoid, looking up at the ceiling to see if there's any cameras recording me. Then I went to flush the toilet and it's not flushing. I tried going up with the handle, going down, nothing. There's a toilet bidet, if that's how you spell it, and on the side, and I was messing with the buttons thinking it'll help flush the toilet. No. The thing started spewing out water all over my jacket, on the wall. I gave up, went out to the cashier and was like, the toilet isn't flushing. I walked back with my friend wearing a jacket of toilet water, and I was dying laughing. I couldn't wash my hands either, and I'm really hoping there's no camera to capture this whole thing.
I just love, like, it's one thing to do this embarrassing thing alone in a bathroom. She's like,
there's just so many different things
like
that are
in
happening.
a hallway, doors open, anyone can walk by, and she's just spewing.
It's just.
This is my favorite story. I'm so glad we read this one. I'm crying.
God. And okay, what's weird to me is that you don't have a door, but you have a bidet.
Weird investment choice.
Weird investment choice. Let's get the door down first, okay? And then we'll do upgrades with the bidet.
It's like one of those fancy like talking toilets, but no door.
Yes,
and,
but
like,
no
storage.
door. In
also,
the hallway.
How crazy of the cashier to not give you a heads up. Like, they were just like, oh yeah, it's in the back. They weren't like, oh, there's no door.
Also, is it like because usually, like, there's some times where I'll go to a gas station, they don't have a bathroom, and I'm like, please, anything. Because they do have a bathroom.
Yeah, for employees.
It's for employees. So I'm like, are the employees just out there peeing in public? And someone walks in and they're like in the toilet in the back, they're like, hold on. I'm coming.
Crazy. I think the only thing that would have been worse is if she had to go number 2 and then it wouldn't flush in this open room. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
So grass is always greener.
Yeah.
You're doing okay.
But then they didn't have the runs.
That is awful, and I'm so sorry for laughing so hard at your story, but also it's so good.
Great.
That was my favorite. It was very
I might have just ran out there without saying anything. I would have been like, bye!
It's just once. There was one time I like that I have an embarrassing story that relates to all of these. I'm like, let me show you that you're seen. There was this one time I went to a CVS with my mom and I peed and then it wouldn't flush, and similar thing, and I think I was pretty young, so I don't know if I like put like the paper towel like fell into the toilet, like something happened where it like clogged it, but like I promise I just peed, but it was clogged and I was embarrassed. And I remember coming out to my mom, didn't say anything to the cashier or anything, I was like, they'll figure it out when the time comes. I walk out to my mom and she's like, oh thank goodness I have to go, and I was like, it's disgusting in there. I pitched to her that she did not want to go back there.
Like,
it wasn't.
Oh.
It was so clean and beautiful, but I was embarrassed that I had clogged this toilet. That I was like, no, it's so gross. Let's
you
go
don't want to
somewhere.
go. There's something died in there. Trust me, you're not gonna want to go.
Literally, I pitched it so hard that we left. We didn't end up peeing.
So remember when Ian and I were in Reno for my last show,
Mm-hmm.
and I told you we went to that super sketch market
Mm-hmm.
that had like the bug on the salmon, and we decided to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So before, Ian just knows this about me, before I go in anywhere, I have to go to the bathroom first, or I'm not gonna make it. So I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Both of the doors are locked. I have to go so bad. I'm like, okay, are the doors locked because we need a key, or are the doors locked because people are in there? I asked the cashier, she's like, people must be in there. I'm like waiting, and I'm pacing, and I'm pacing,
Oh, no.
and I need to pee, and I'm like, okay. And one lady finally comes out after flushing 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. And Ian's like, I bet you she's taking a dump. And I was like, stop. She walks out, doesn't even look me in the eye, looks straight ahead and says, it's awful in there. I wouldn't go in. And this is why, like, while she's walking forward straight, not looking at me, all of this is being said, like, in passing, like, I wouldn't go in there.
That's so
And I was,
funny.
at that moment, I was just like, okay, you're going to be a mouth breather.
Mhm.
And we're just go, because I couldn't hold it. I was like, lady,
We're committing, my girl.
I don't even care. At this point, I'm going to go in on this floor if I go in right now. So, yeah.
That's actually so
It was really funny. I was like,
That's
honestly,
so
she's a legend.
funny.
She's a legend.
I would have head down sprinted out of there if I was her.
I know, she just was like, I want to go in there.
My boyfriend, every time he leaves the bathroom, I have to have like a 10-minute grace period before I can now enter my own bathroom.
So much that we have 2 bathrooms that I can use that Zach won't. Like, I can go up here and I can hide and have my own like little moment and everything. I think we were, especially because when I was at the Olympia, I was eating like food that my body isn't used to. So every time I travel, like, I don't go to the bathroom for a couple of days because things are just off. And I told him, I was like, we parked in the parking garage, and then we would walk. It was a pretty long walk to our hotel room. And I was like, babe, I have to go to the bathroom. And he was like, we're literally almost to the hotel, like to a hotel room. And I was like, no, but I gotta go number 2. And he's like, you can go number 2 in the hotel room.
No,
I was like,
I can't.
no. I was like, it's too close a proximity. So in the hotel rooms, the bathrooms are way too close to everything else that's going on. Versus here in my home, Zach can be in the office and I could be like downstairs. You know, I need like a level between us while I do my business.
Multiple closed doors.
Yes, multiple doors need to be closed.
Yeah.
And he was like, babe, we've been together for 5 years. He's like, if you can't go number 2 in front of me, it's like, well, what do we have? And I was like, no, please.
Can also so picture him having like a sentimental moment about it.
And in that moment, exactly, because that's Zach. In that moment, he's carrying my purse. So he's holding my pink puffy gym bag because it's such a long walk and I was so tired. And he's like, I'll carry it for you. He's like, babe, if you can't go to the bathroom, what do we have? And I was like, please do this for me. And he's like, okay.
That's fine.
So I go in there and I come back out and he goes, you good? And I was like, no. I was like, it was a deer droplet. And he was like, oh my God. He's like, for no reason at all, you made me do
In
that.
our relationship, I pretend the fact sarcastically that girls simply don't go number 2.
Yeah,
it's
they
just
don't.
how it is. So I'll be like, we'll both drink coffee. We both know what coffee does to each other. He'll run to our bathroom and I go, no, that's mine. I'm like, go to your
I
brother's.
go here, you go there.
So
Ready, go.
He takes his brother's bathroom and then I'll come out and he'll be like, how'd it go in there? And I'm like, good, I just peed. What do you mean? I just
A
had
really
a
long
really girly
pee.
little tinkle where I was watching a podcast.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I poop
I'm never gonna
unicorns and
end that
rainbows.
cycle. Ever.
Oh my god. And always, guys, if you have any unhinged gym stories, any questions, all of the things, send it to our email at knowyourpowerpodcast@gmail.com.
We're also still open to voice
Yes.
memos, so if you're someone that doesn't want to type something out, as long as
Yes.
it's like under a minute and a half,
Yes.
you can submit a voice memo.
Yeah, because it's easier. It's harder to download and like upload everything. It's not when it's longer,
Yeah.
and we don't want to risk like the whole thing not being in there. So record the voice memo like on your phone, and then like upload it through the email so that we can have them on. But send us all your things, and even if you guys have sent one in the past, we have all of them. We just get a lot, so we're trying to get through all of them.
That too, she was
but
saying.
I save all of them and I put them on a outline for our podcast to where we don't want to miss any of them. So we have all of them.
I was thinking about it while we were reading this one. She said she's like 8 weeks out, and I'm like, huge chance she already got it.
I'm like, yeah, congrats on you.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind too. If you're writing and you're like, if you need advice on something too, like those submissions as well. If you need advice on something like this week, like put like this is urgent type of question, you know.
Yeah, for real.
Because we're behind.
We're a little behind, guys. But as always, we love you all so much, and you are more powerful than you think.
Bye.